Good evening to all my race fans out there. How we doing? Welcome. I'm your host, Eric Elkins with Backseat Broadcasting. We're here wrapping up our time with the Charlotte Roval with the LMP2s and the GTEs in the IMSA class. Thank you for joining us for Thursdays. We are just wrapping up a little bit of practice at the moment. We got, 10 minutes to go? 10 minutes. Or maybe we're about to jump into it right now. We'll see in just a moment. This is IMSA's on Thursday. So we have the mandatory pit stops today. So these guys are going to be practicing those pit stops as well. We see Bjorn Benches being our lone rider in the HPG today. Thank you very much, Bjorn, for being brave. Instead of using the new LMP2s that came out, it's very cool to see these guys out there on those older cars. Real open cockpit. That's the way LMP2 is meant to be. None of this closed cockpit bullshit. Anyways, moving on. We are just now wrapping up practice as everybody's going to get kicked off of that grid, and we're going to go right into our qualifying session. We had a lot of fun last night with the Camel GT Evolution class. I very much enjoyed that. Although, again, I apologize for screwing up the beginning of the second race. I got a little tied up, and I was real bummed that I missed that when I rewatched it. But no breaks during this race. We're going to get it all squared away. And hopefully this week with we are not stuck in some weird time warp like we were last week where I was clawing at the walls and couldn't figure out what's going on. And here's Edwin Martinez coming around to start his first hot lap. Michael Kuliga right here, he was quickest in practice overall. This might be him finishing a hot lap here. Let's see if he gets across the line, puts a time up on the board. Negative, not this time. Thought that might have been a little slim for him to be able to get 2 laps in there. This would be his first hot lap. Here's Lincoln Russell of the GTE class. And first on the board is Troy Banks with a 1:11, and then the GTEs we have Paul Simmons at Showa setting the fastest time with a 1:14, quickly taken over by Craig Green with a 1:14.8. Eric Killiga's top of the standings for the LMP2s with a 1:09.755 is the time to beat. Corey Mitchell goes top for the GTEs with a 1:14.6. Troy Banks returns to the pit lane. Ali Salih, unsurprisingly, is getting back up to the top of the GTE standings with a 1:14.2. John Miller goes not even a tenth faster. He goes 8/1,000th faster. The Kulliga brothers are now on row 1 together. Troy Banks is currently only the third LMP2 to cross the line successfully. Lincoln Russell does not successfully make it to the banking, and he should really park it and take it back in. As we see there, Ismail Sierra currently in 4th position, putting in some great times there. Way to go, Ismail. Oh, and Kent Kruger was not going to like that 125. I believe he must have had an issue somewhere, but it didn't count it because obviously counted that lap. Jordan Fisher just dipping into the 113s, the 113.919. So currently we only have 3 of the LMP2 drivers setting down some times. Here's Darian Roy, Tyler Pierre Richards, who is quite fast. As you can see, he's just somehow maintaining control of the LMP2. It comes across the line for 3rd fastest only in the 110s. Steven Martinez joins him in 4th place with a 110.9. Troy Banks here. He did return to the pits and had an out lap. He just set a lap, and I believe he's heading out again for another one here. So maybe he'll be able to slip into the 110s and start battling the guys ahead of him for the first 2 rows of the grid. Doug Doucette also on grid for the LMP2s. Oh, going real wide out of that chicane, man, just to keep it out of the wall. Ooh, Eric Kulliga really cutting away from the pack with a 109 flat. It's about 6/10 up on his brother. Oh, just as I say that, Michael does a 108.9 to put himself on pole position. Take that. Doug Doucette crosses the line. Good enough for 4th. Troy Banks on the infield section not able to better his time. Steven Martinez is though and gets himself onto the 2nd row. Tyler Pierre Richards slots into 3rd. And I was about to say Kent Kruger still not able to better that 125. There's less than 4 minutes remaining, and he is in the pit lane at the moment as Edwin Martinez relegates him down yet another place to 15th. He is back out on track now, though. He's got to get some under his belt before these remaining 3.5 minutes expire. Jordan Fisher currently top of the GTEs with a 113.919 still. I'm going to drive the 919 as well this time. He just keeps it from going off track, getting a little bit of damage on those big sausage curbs. Michael Kulliga. Wow, and they are just bettering and bettering and bettering their times with a 108.624, and his brother does a 108.979, so that's good enough for both of the Kulliga brothers, who completely occupy the front row. Tyler is going to settle for 3rd place, it appears. A little bit further back, Troy Banks still running. Well, he's been out there for at least 3 laps or so now. Those tires have got to be feeling it slightly in terms of a qualifying run. He did better his time with a 110.453, but everyone else has been able to slip into the 109, so he's got to step on it and really get up there. Vincent Wood, currently 9th fastest in the GTE class, 15th overall. Still out on track, trying to do better. Lincoln Russell crosses the line, only good enough for 10th. He comes to a stop and then decides might as well get a couple more corners in. This lap certainly not going to be a good one for him. Here's Ty Johnson with great paint. And Jordan Fisher as well, your pole sitter for the GTEs anyways, still out on track doing his thing. Just as I say that, everybody's coming to a crawl right about there. Here is Troy Banks giving it yet another stab out there. And we have not seen Bjorn Benches in the LMP2 class, our 1 HPD runner. Darian Roy struggling to get to grips with this machine. He's been on track for a little bit, but not able to set a lap for us yet. As David Arnett, who is yet to set a time as well, but I believe he is relatively new to the qualifying session here, and Troy Banks are the three runners out there at the moment. Troy Banks comes across the line, still not able to do any better, and we're in the final minute, so that's going to be it for him. Perhaps Darian Roy will be able to set a time to get himself up the grid. Negative, I say. He is struggling to get to terms with something on this car, a setup issue for him this evening. And David Arnett has about 20 seconds to get across the line and make something happen for himself. Put himself anywhere up on the grid. He's got to keep it on track. He's got to beat a 125. I think he can do it. Oh, but he has enough track somewhere, and it's not going to count for him. He did not do it. Unfortunate. Oh, and I see Michael McCoy, our hometown hero, our Charlotte boys, on track with a 1:14.9, slipping in right in the middle of the GTE pack. Let's look at that starting grid. A little bit more organized. We got the Culligan brothers on row 1 with Michael just in front of Eric there by very small fraction. Followed by Tyler P.R. Richards, who's going to be hunting them down the whole time. And then we got Doug Doucette joining him on row 2, followed by Steven Martinez, Troy Banks, Bjorn Benches, who did not set a time during qualifying, Darian Roy, who did not set a time during qualifying, and Lonnie Scott, who I did not see during practice or qualifying. We'll hope to see him out there and have some more LMP2 runners. Pole position for the GTEs is Jordan Fisher, followed by Ali Salih, John Miller. That's probably going to be Corey Mitchell in 4th. Ismail Sierra, Craig Ream in 6th position. Michael Roy is in 7th, followed by Paul Simmons Ochoa, Vincent Wood, and Lincoln Russell's in 10th. Then we got Ty Johnson, Colin Davis, Edwin Martinez, David Fendick, and then Kent Kruger off the pace, had some sort of setup issue during his qualifying session. Lovely look of the back of the grandstands there as we start to get everybody on grid for a moment. Oh, software, don't fail me now. We are just seconds away from getting this thing rolling. We do have a full out lap here. We start in the middle of that final chicane, and we'll have a full lap to heat those tires up, albeit not a very long lap. Very difficult, short little pit straight there for them to start this race on. Turn 1 is always a doozy. Seems to be big, wide, and open, and then close in on you slightly, especially when you start the race and everybody's right there next to you. And it's even more difficult for the guys behind these packs who start the race essentially in the middle of that chicane, and gets a little crazy back there, to say the least. As always, I'd like to take this boring moment of the race to remind you to hit that thumbs down on this video. Make sure you never subscribe and hit that bell an even number of times. I swear, my brother was like, I'm like, I got a race tonight. Sorry, I can't talk. He's like, send me the link. I'm like, dude, come on, subscribe. You know how many times I gotta tell you to do it? Oh, and we are behind the grandstands yet again. That's right about where Michael McCoy was sitting the other night. getting to see the actual IMSA race. As some of you may know, this series is following the IMSA race series on iRacing, which follows the real life IMSA series, and the real life IMSA series was just at the Charlotte Roval this past week. It was a couple hour sprint race, just the GTEs out there. Guess who won? Corvette smoked him again, I'm pretty sure. Oh, as we're having some fun up back there. Like, I had a little wreck. Thank you, Bjorn, so much for driving that thing. Oh, that's a real racer right there. That is a race car. That's what Bjorn's looking like. Very tense, tight grid up at the top. And there he's off. He goes well before the chicane. He wants to get that jump. It worked well last night. Or I apologize to forget your name. Whoever our pole sitter was, it worked well. And it's everybody as they were. And here is Jordan Fisher, Ali Salih right on his tail. Craig Green making up a couple positions. Everybody more or less makes it through. Oh, just as I say that, oh, there is a couple guys, Vincent Wood and Colin Davis there, looking like they're having some issues. Sorry, now Colin Davis. Back up top, we have Michael Culligan coming on to the straights there. There's Tyler Pierre Richards getting a great leap on to Eric Culligan. He's going to take to the racing line on the outside. Looks like he might have the speed to get this done. Eric's going to have to shuffle back in line, lose that position. There's Darian Roy being ballsy, still not getting that chicane. Oh, heavens, and that's your race leader of Michael Culligan, who must have spun out all on his own during that, as Tyler Pierre Richards getting that move done. That makes him the race leader. Corey Mitchell's got Craig Green all over him. That's going to be a great race between them throughout this this evening. Here's Vincent Wood. And my timing tower has not failed me now yet. So we're seeing Doug Dissett able to stay ahead of Darian Roy. And that's Michael Culligan bringing up the rear. Unfortunate lap one for him? Lap two? I don't even know. That was lap one. Jeez Louise. And that puts Steven Martinez up into third place, doing well. Jordan Fisher still in that pole position. Then we have Ali Salih, John Miller, Corey Mitchell. Craig Green makes up one position. It's as you were, though, for the top four of the GTEs, with Craig Green picking up one above Ismail Sierra. There's your hometown hero in Corvette Racing Team here. Oh, and Troy Banks has an issue, unfortunate. Oh, at that same location that Michael did. There's Doug making the move on Bjorn. He's going to get it done. It's going to be an awkward line for him. If he catches any curb, it was extremely awkward for him. And he's going to have to give that back to Bjorn, I imagine, or else he's going to get a major slowdown penalty he must still be dealing with. But this is a perfect place to get the slowdown, because you can play Big D here. Big dickhead, that is. Just block the whole road. Oh! I saw that one coming as Darian Roy coming down super hot, managing to escape the traffic of Troy Banks and Michael Culligan coming flying around the corner, and now he just has to wait. I would just back it up and reset myself there. That's really upsetting from Darian. There's Troy Banks and Michael Culligan, who made it through that mess unscathed. Luckily, it's a very tricky spot to do it. Darian Roy doesn't exactly know what he's doing. He's pushing John Miller there, perhaps into the wall. We all know how John feels about prototypes. Oh, It's a bit of a lockup up ahead. That's Craig Ream on, sorry, that's a lapped Beamer in the middle of him and Corey there. I was trying to figure out who that was. It appears to be Vincent. It appears to be Paul Simmons-Cho. Oh, as Michael enters the pits, he shouldn't have any damage. It is way too early for him to take his pit stop. Ali Salih. Oh, goodness, as Darian just kisses the barrier there, it sounded like. He is throwing it around the early parts of this infield section. Taking interesting lines. He wants to get this done before they come into turns 5 and 6. Very tricky. And that's John Miller doing well. Oh, as Darian spins it, coming onto the oval banking, and that stiff suspension having to deal with. Ooh, is he still? He's still sitting in a very dangerous position. Oh goodness! He puts a Corvette onto the fence. I don't even know who that was. Craig Ream is there. Ismail Sierra was on the wall, I believe. That was him. Oh, so unfortunate. Well, as Darian does care for a steward or two to take his side, he has definitely been the guilty party a few times this race. As Bjorn Benches finds himself back running technically 9th in the GTEs after having to wait oh so long. Let's see sorry, I know I'm jumping around a lot. I'm trying to find out what is happening during this race. We have Michael Kulliga all the way back here after his pit stop. Let's take a quick look and see. Oop. That's not the way to do it. He manages to keep it out of everybody's way, and that's third place runner Steven Martinez, I believe. They're just lapping him. And pit time, please. That would be very lovely if you bring that up real quick. He spends 41 seconds in the pits. That is quite a little bit. Paul Simmons-Cho only spends 4.1 in the pits. So I imagine that was just to get himself all buttoned up for a moment. This battle for second place has been just fantastic. Jordan Fisher up ahead has pulled out that 4-second lead. Here's Kent Kruger tracking down Edwin Martinez. It's a good little Ferrari battle going on in the midfield. Oh, and that's Craig Ream in the pit lane there. Okay. He's definitely stopped for a minute there, but apparently no time needed. Here's Troy Banks. That is the lapped car of Michael Kulliga, who's just having to let Troy go and is just going to lose a ton of time doing that strategy through there. Here's the battle for second still raging. Kent Kruger takes to the inside of the oval bank. He's going to get that done on Edwin Martinez. Oh, as Edwin just had to open up the steering wheel there for a moment to save his rear end. And Steven Martinez has found his way to the pits. That was your third position runner. And Tyler Pierre Richards is, oh goodness, and somebody's having a major issue causing a little bit of a traffic jam here. Tyler is in first place somehow. Eric has dropped down just to second. Must have had an issue somewhere. Oh, and oh, never mind. They are still fighting there. There's Steven Martinez after his pit stop is ejected in 6th place in class, just behind Bjorn Benches here. We will want to get around that car ASAP. Steve Martinez just stopping for a cool 3.8 though. shouldn't fight that too hard. He doesn't. Oh, heavens on earth. And that was your race leader, Jordan Fisher, there. Let's see what happened to him. He comes into the chicane. And imagine just outbrakes himself. There's some mixed class chaos ahead of them, though. Oh, heavens, that's Michael McCoy there, who's just taken out. What on earth? Like, no, that's not Michael. There's Michael McCoy coming into the picture, but God bless. There was, I don't even quite know what happened ahead of him there. But he is into the pits now, I will tell you that much. Tyler Pierre Richards is leading for the LMP2's Ali Salim. Takes over. He's still got John Miller just behind him, and Corey Mitchell slots into third position. Michael McCoy is doing pretty good. Cannot complain, running in fourth at the moment. And I am glad you were not the one to be taken out. Which silver? Oh, as David Arnett spills it in the infield there, or maybe going out onto the bank. He's going to want to move it there real quick. That's that's the pit straight right there. That's Craig Bream in the blue, and that's David Bendick, who was the one who got upended by that LMP2 car, and then he was just crawling through the chicane. I don't quite know what happened, but Fisher just did not cope with it and see him coming or something like that. He just ended up bashing into him. Okay, Corey Mitchell has not lost third position. He is still running in third. And oh Lord, now the lead for the GTEs is going to be raging. Quick look at our pit stop times. Nobody, I guess maybe Jordan Fisher might, he is out of the race. He is retired from the race. Jordan Fisher is out. That's unfortunate after just 10 minutes gone with an accident. Didn't feel like he can claw anything back from this race. Eric Kulliga still riding in second place, though. He's got, let's see, about seven seconds up to the leader. That's Steven Martinez, excuse me. As Ali gets a little out of shape there, and it just spins John around. I was about to say the LMP2 is going to be the issue there, and there seems to be Ali kind of waiting for John a little bit. We should most certainly give that back. You see Bjorn Benches and the HBD in the back of these two. I think Ali was just racing hard there, didn't want to lose the position, and just locked it up. And he didn't lose it, but he lost control of it. He was going to make it through if there was no other car there. But unfortunately, John Miller was there. I think this would be an excellent time to let these cars through. John Miller really losing out here. Rounding out the top 10 of the GTEs, here's Craig Ream in his blue Corvette. And then the silver and yellow Corvette is David Fendick down in 11th, followed by Paul Simmons Ochoa. Unfortunately down in 12th at the moment. And then we have Ty Johnson, who might be out of this race because he is not on track at the moment. Race leader is Tyler Pierre Richards, but what I say about 7 seconds just a moment ago, it just dropped down to 4.5 for a moment for Eric Kulliga, but he's getting all sorts of caught up behind behind Kent Kruger here. That brings the time back up to Tyler to 6 1/4. Time lost there. He's got to make this happen soon. Here's Doug Doucette having to do the same thing. Troy Banks, despite that early spin, still retains 4th position. Michael Kulliga, I haven't said his name in a minute. He's still running, currently 7th in class. Corey Mitchell takes over the lead for this race. I don't quite know when that happened. He was running in 4th place. But Bjorn Benches, that HPD has caught right up to him, and you can see John Miller and Ali Salih just behind him there. Ali does let that place up. So he is currently sitting behind John Miller now in the final podium position. He's got Michael McCoy to deal with just behind him, who's just about 2nd back. And he's getting, just a moment ago, I thought he got a real good exit from that. And there is Tyler Pierre Richards coming around the track to lap him. One of the best places on the track to come up against this pack of GTE cars. Bjorn Bench is somehow not able to get this done on the Corvette of Corey Mitchell ahead of him. He's going to have to take a different line, try to get it into turn 1 here. He's not going to have enough speed to do it, though. Which poor Bjorn, which brings him into play for Tyler, and that's going to get him lapped. And he still is having his getting by Corey. Oh, as Tyler puts his nose in there onto the banking, and that's going to slow Corey up big time. As long as it's safe. Yeah. That's Craig Ream, who's got the lapped car of Paul Simmons at Showa just ahead of him. Craig Ream still running in 9th. Going very slowly around the oval. He's decided to come in for his pit stop now, or coming in to retire. It's not a very enthusiastic stop, to say the least. John Miller has somehow gotten the... What is going on? Heavens on wheels. Oh, into the first chicane, as always. These guys love to screw it up and let the other one back into play. So here they are, battling again for the lead of this race. Watch them just make that a 3-way battle. Watch them just make it a 4-way battle as Michael McCoy, there's 2 seconds between the top 4. Great racing for the GTE class this evening. Yeah. It's like 2.2 between the top 4 as that LMP2 of Troy Banks gets in there. Doug Doucette gets in there. Yep, that's the one. Oh, and he almost makes that just a complete disaster for Corey. I appreciate you, Doug, for staying out of everyone's way. My gosh, it's getting a little close out there. It's great racing, though. Glad to everybody's keeping the gloves on for now. He is just about to push Corey up there, as you see. Oh goodness, was that Doug Doucette back there? Or sorry, John Miller. Oh, and there's a hell of a pileup. Oh, that's John Miller getting his going. I can't even see who that is in the background there. Oh, this is Lincoln Russell here. Has a spin. It seems to be at the right area. Oh, and who knows who that was? That might have been, excuse me, I forgot his name. It was one of the new runners of David Fendick there. Yes, it was. Had some issues and left it there for a little bit. It appears. What happened when everybody else got involved there? Kind of want to reverse this just for a moment, as there is some good battles going on track at the moment, but oh, and it was just not pretty for anybody coming through that area. Very sketchy place for that to happen. Here's Ken Kruger currently running in third because Ali Salih has just come into the pit lane. He's followed by John Miller, who is out of there. Get those stops done now. Jump back out there with a fresh car. John Miller is only in there for 6.4, while Ali Salih takes a ton of fuel. He's in there for 12.5. Maybe it's not a ton of fuel. Lincoln Russell comes into pit, of course, after getting whacked by David. And he's going to put in quite a bit of fuel. I'm starting to think that perhaps John might have under-fueled for this. Hopefully he can make it around. Lincoln does a 17.4 in there. Looks like everybody else was just getting some quick repairs done. So, since we weren't looking for a little bit, here is your GTE leader of Corey Mitchell and Michael McCoy. As I was saying, he was in fourth during that whole cluster. You know what? Ken Kruger rides in third. He is yet to pit. Ali Salih, who we just saw do a 13-second stop. Oh, sorry, a 6-7 second stop. John Miller does a 13-second. Oh, Ali did a 13-second stop. And Colin Davis currently occupies sixth. Although probably not for long. It's Edwin Martinez takes a nasty line and just is. Oh, he's not going to be able to hold on to it. It's so difficult there. He's going to have to bleed off some time. But Colin is just not brave enough to take the little space that Edwin was given there. Oh, and behind the bleachers yet again. It's great paint tonight too, Bjorn. You're gonna get yourself lots of screen time driving this thing. Oh, goodness gracious. That's Steven Martinez right in the middle of this GTE battle. That's Ali Salih taken to the inside of Craig Green. Oh, not Craig Green, excuse me. It's that David Arnett riding back in 11th. Ali getting the lap done there. He currently rides in 4th, but he's got a pit stop ahead of the top 3, so he's got to be feeling good if he can put in some decent laps at the moment. Last one was a 116. Not the best, but just getting warmed up after coming out of the pits. But your current GTE leader not able to do much better, and that's Mr. David Fendick in the getting past there, trying to stay out of everybody's way. Good sport this time, but more importantly, that is Michael McCoy. Just behind there is a lapped car of not Colin Davis, not Paul Simmons. Oh gosh, who is that car? I don't know, but he's right in the middle of Corey. car of Lincoln Russell. I don't know if he knows that's Michael behind him or if it's just a silver yellow Corvette. He's got to know. He's got all the fancy apps in his VR. I think Lincoln runs VR. But he must be frustrated after having to take that pit stop, so. What's a blue flag anyways? Michael being patient though, waiting for that gap. He's able to keep it just about 1 second up to Corey. Well done. Oh, and that is his moment as you see Lincoln Russell take a dive into the barrier there. Unfortunate. See if anybody's up on those pit stops yet. As you can see, your top two here, Michael McCoy and Corey Mitchell, yet to pit. Hank Kruger just pit with a 9.9. Edwin Martinez did a 7.9. Michael driving the exact. It's been 1.03 to 1.07 the entire lap here. Michael doing the exact same time as Corey, as he just able to put it under a second here at 0.86. Corey has got to be feeling it now. 25 minutes into the race. This will certainly be a race out of the pits, you would imagine, if they come in together. Colin Davis exits the pits after a 15-second stop. Lincoln Russell still finds himself in the pits. I wonder if he's going to call it a day after that final crash there. Oh, he just has a 2.2-second stop to fix those repairs. He's back out on track now. Tyler Pierre Richards. Doug Doucette enters the pit lane, as does who was second place, Eric Culliga, but it appears that Doug has gotten the jump on him somewhere here. Doug is stopped, and Eric is stopped. Doug with a 12.3 and Eric with a 12 flat. He's going to get out there a little bit closer, but just slightly. Exits in the fourth position. Troy Banks is the only driver to get by them, and of course he is yet to stop, so Eric might still have that podium position in his grasp, and holy heck, this is how far Tyler is far forward from everybody. I mean, there are short laps of a 109 and a 111. Wow. Really good, decent lap times here. As he's going to come in for his stop, Troy Banks is yet to stop, and he has missed his moment too as he comes into the final chicane of his lap. He's going to push it one more. Here is John Miller, who is caught back up to Ollie Lee, and they're going to continue this battle for the rest of the race, you would imagine. They're 27 seconds behind Michael McCoy, who is actually now 2.5 behind Corey Mitchell. He had a little mistake somewhere, put him behind for a little bit. Corey still resists the urge of the pit lane. Tyler Pierre Richards decides to get tires as well, putting his pit stop at a 36.2. He might have forgot to deselect that. Sometimes, you know, if you're an endurance guy, you might just forget to turn that off. And, you know, you just think you get tires every pit stop and just keep moving it. Ooh, as Ali just kisses the barrier. And John is giving him the lights. This is just an awesome battle between these two. Ooh, is Edmund Martinez. And Bjorn Benches have a coming together. Oh, Bjorn! What the hell? I think he was not. Oh, for good measure gets the kickback. I don't think Bjorn was expecting the brakes that soon, and as soon as he got back in line, Edwin started his braking procedure. Maybe he wanted to brake a little bit earlier just to let Bjorn up the inside there. Wasn't doing. Tyler is he's got those fresh tires. He's only 8 seconds behind Eric, so he might just steal this podium position away yet again. But here is Troy Banks, who also still has to pit. Michael Culliga, unfortunate from starting on pole position. That one lost it for himself, and Ken Kruger crash. And never really recovered from it, didn't really have anywhere to race. And that's David Fendick, it looks like, again. I don't think it was Michael. I think that was David Fendick, who I believe probably had too many. Ooh, Troy comes in real hot. Had too many incident points and has been disqualified from the race. He's getting to go to DQ. Michael in the pits. Troy in the pits. Drops down to 3rd place. He's going to lose that position to Tyler, too, because he's right behind this pack. Somehow Tyler has not been able to get by. Okay, there he is. I'm so confused because I swear he was behind Eric. Which he is. He's 7 seconds behind. It just seemed like the longest 7 seconds were in the final 10 minutes. Ooh, Michael McCoy and Corey Mitchell, race leader, are in the pits. Corey is out of here. Michael McCoy still sitting stationary. Corey only for 7 seconds. Michael added 10 seconds to that. He is definitely going to be fueled up for the rest of the race. Unfortunately, that drops him down to 4th place. He's got 9 seconds to make up on Ali Salih. That extra 10 seconds was not necessary, it looks like, in the pits. So definitely taking on a lot of extra fuel there for him. But I don't know how much iRacing he has been playing lately, so he might just gone the safe way there. All he needs is one mistake. The lead of the GTEs and the LMP2s have been switching up all evening, as we see Doug Doucette, your current race leader and class leader, of course. And the LMP2s manages to hold on to it there. Such a cramped view inside these cockpits here. It seems like, especially in VR, the HPD is the way to go. Doug Doucette trying to make that move happen. And he is just cruising out there. These guys don't even see him coming. And wow, he's pushing that thing around the track. Still got that 3-second lead over Eric Culliga. Tyler is chipping away slowly but surely at that lead. Is 6.2 at the moment ahead to Eric, who is on old tires. Tyler should be able to catch him, I believe. Troy Banks currently in 4th position. He's 5 behind Tyler. Michael Culliga, after a bit of a dismal race, currently down in 5th. Bjorn Benches running in 6th. And, excuse me, I'm trying to figure out who that car is around him. It's not Steven Martinez. It is not Darian Roy, because they are out of this race. That is Troy Banks ahead of him. And John Miller, despite any hiccups he's had in this race so far, he is only 1.8 off of a win. As you see Corey just in the distance there, and there's Ali Salih coming down the pit straight too. It looks like he's got Edwin Martinez in his way temporarily, but we're going to swap Ferraris here in just a moment. Interesting to see Ali in his Ferrari this evening instead of his M8 as he normally rides. Oh, and that's Eric Kulliga getting past. I don't know if something happened to Doug Doucette, who was cruising with that 3-second lead. He must have had an issue somewhere. That's going to get that done, and Doug Doucette just losing so much time. I wonder what happened. He is now, you know, about 3 seconds back. Doug Doucette, there he is, getting past. Oh my God, Doug, what is going on, bud? Oh no. Oh, as he falls down to 3rd position, Troy Banks is probably now wondering what on earth is happening ahead of him. I don't necessarily. Ooh, you might have some damage on the rear left there. Might have hit the wall somewhere, and that is hampering his performance as Troy Banks makes up at least 2 seconds already in this lap. And he can smell that final podium position. He's just got to keep it cool for a couple minutes. I believe everybody should have come in so far. Bjorn is somehow still running out there. That Honda-powered engine is doing it for him this evening. Just keep running, Bjorn. You got it. You got it. You don't need to. You can come in last place in LMP2s. Just finish it. Oh, no. Oh, Michael Culligan is past. Never mind. You're in last place. Sorry. Here's Troy Banks coming around turn 1 with 3 minutes remaining. He can just barely see Doug Doucette up there ahead of, I think, 2 cars ahead once he gets around this Beamer here, if he can make this happen. And that's Lincoln Russell he gets around. Now he's 1.3 away from a podium position as Doug gets a little wide on the exit. Not great control. Troy has just got to keep it calm and steady. He's got this move done easily here. Takes to the inside. Doug is going to have to let that one go, as he does not have the car to make it happen. But at least he will retain 4th place this evening. Eric Kulliga leads the race after a 2nd place start. Doesn't feel good starting behind your brother, but feels even better to finish above him. Oh! Oh, heavens! Oh, that's one way to do it. I thought they was going to try to leave a sand trap there for Tyler, who comes whipping around turn 2. I'm sure Eric is starting to feel those tires now that we are 38 minutes into the race. Tyler is on fresh tires, and as I said, he was probably going to catch Eric during this final section, and he has done it with that amazingly long pit stop, with an extra 30 seconds to make up during the rest of the race. Granted, he did have a significant lead, and there he goes to take the lead of the race. He's going to be able to hold on to it there. He should. And he's out in front. The battle for the shiniest car has been decided. Oh, and heavens, here's the lead for the GTEs coming into the turn 1. Oh, and these guys love battling through Charlotte. And this will probably be our final lap. I do believe there is oh, nope, we will have unless these guys get lapped, which it doesn't look like that's going to happen. We should finish just ahead of the LMP2s, and they will have yet another lap to race, I believe. Corey just trying to keep it easy. Keep hold of it there. Riding along with John Miller. This is what he's seeing out there with 0.3 up the road to a win. Taking, a very different line. He's going to have a decent exit out of here as Corey takes a little bit more of that curve. He's just going to have to wait to get on the skinny pedal. John using that apron as much as possible on that exit. This is not your moment either. This is not a passing opportunity, but can be on the straight if you get it right. Oh, and he is sliding it around there. Here's your winner this evening. There's Tyler Pierre Richards coming across the line to finish this race. P1. And in P2, Eric Cullig is going to hold on to that spot. And my driver of the season, Troy Banks, coming across the line in third. He's followed by Doug Doucette, who should just hold on to fourth position. Well done, Doug. Sorry about the last couple of laps of the race. You raced very well here. The lead for the GTEs is still going to rage. They're out of the infield section onto the banking. And it just doesn't appear that John has the fight and speed to make that happen. He's giving them the flashes anyways, just for good measure. Oh, and he takes a lot of that curve. Now he's 0.3 behind. I doubt that's close enough to really throw it in there on the final chicane. As there's nothing to do for him there, but just 1/10 is going to separate these guys as they come across the line. It looks like Ali Salih finishes in third. Well done to you, sir. Michael McCoy has finished and gone out already, but he finished in fourth for them. And everybody's lining up here for their podium positions, making sure they park it just right. Let's go through those race results real quick so we can see what, after just a brilliant race out there, what we were working with. Oh, geez, from third position on the grid, Tyler Pierre Richards with a tire change in this race makes it to take that win, followed by Eric Culligan and Troy Banks on the podium today. Then we have Doug Doucette, who just lost it towards the end. It comes in fourth, followed by your pole sitter of Michael Culliga and Bjorn Benches. For the GTE class, Corey Mitchell wins, followed by John Miller just barely, and Ali Salih unfortunately has to take third. Michael McCoy just outside of the podium positions in fourth, followed by Kent Kruger in fifth. Then we have Colin Davis, Craig Ream, Lincoln Russell, Paul Simmons Ochoa, and Edwin Martinez and David Arnett, I don't believe, finished. Everyone from there on back raced with us, such as Steven Martinez. And that's it, actually, of the completed runners this evening. Unfortunate. But that's who we had out there. Lots of exciting, lots of just chaos out there. I had a really good time this evening. And thank you all for joining us here this evening. We will be back on Sundays with our MX-5s. Again, always so much fun. And be sure to hit that thumbs down. Never subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell an even number of times. Keep it classy, everybody. We'll see you on Sunday.